Well, welcome back to Second Chance MTG. Today we're going to be doing something very exciting and interesting. We're going to be doing a sealed Amonket, and this is the first time that we've done something like this. It should be a really interesting matchup that we have with Esper and Bant. So, what do you think, Eric?
Well, I think it's going to be really interesting to watch. With sealed, it's a little bit easier to build more powerful strategies than in draft, where in draft you get a lot more commons and uncommons. With sealed, you get some access to a little bit more rares. So here we actually see some 3-color decks, which you wouldn't typically see normally in draft. So we're seeing Daniel Payne here with his Bant sealed deck, and Bethany here with Esper. White's really powerful in this particular draft. So seeing white is going to be probably really good on both sides. I couldn't really tell you what I think is going to be favored here.
Yeah, I think white is very popular.
Okay, so it looks like Bethany started here. So
oh, it looks like we've got a mirror match going on, white versus white. All right. That seems to be very very controlling type matches.
Yeah, Fanbear is definitely really strong. Fanbear is probably one of the strongest commons in the set, to be honest. White is a really strong color overall, and Fanbear really just kind of helps you get into your late game so efficiently.
It looks like I can't tell what's in Bethany's hand, but looks like she's got a lot of black in her hand. And Dan seems to have a lot of white in his, so should be an interesting matchup. It appears did he tap her creature down there?
Yeah, it looks like he tapped her creature down before going into combat. And is that compulsory arrest or
pacifism? Yeah, compulsory.
Compulsory arrest. So that'll keep that tap down. Won't let her really do anything. Cartouche. That is a really good cartouche. Makes a token, vigilance token.
Nice.
That's a huge tempo swing for Dan here. Which is actually looks like he didn't actually have any additional colors in his hand for lands. Looks like Bethany's actually off color. Has a lot of black in her hand. Doesn't look like she can really do anything with it.
Okay, so she's got, not a lot going on that side of the field there. Dan, on the other hand, he's seemingly taking this game away from the looks of it.
Alright, so Fanbear coming in with first strike. Looks like Bethany is taking it down to 16. See if she found her swamp. So now it looks like she can start, playing some of those black cards out of her hand.
All right.
Getting some use out of them.
So now she's got, I don't know, I can't tell, is that a zombie or is that discard creature?
No,
that's
that's the
Scorpion. 1/4
Yeah.
Scorpion? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that'll at least block the Fanbear a little bit.
Alright. Yeah, she's got a wall. Yeah, she's getting a little aggressive. Yeah. Nice. Alright, so now she's putting Dan down to 17. Alright. I think
Dan picks up an island. Not seeing a whole lot of the blue side of Bethany over here. Dan looks like he's just going straight into combat. Probably just gonna bump off of the Scorpion. I can't.
Yeah, nothing. She just takes it. All right, down to 14. This is
Yeah, I wish I could say there's anything super exciting going on here. The most exciting thing that has happened this entire game was that cartouche.
Yeah. This is just a race from this point. It's Bethany's got a lot of options in her hand, it looks like.
This thing is she's got something brewing in there. I can't really see her hand, so I can't really tell what she's thinking about.
Yeah, she's debating to play something, or maybe just to attack, or not. I think she's playing something right now. She might have a combat trick. Maybe that's why she's holding it back.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got it. Looks like a cartouche in her hand. Okay.
Yeah, that cartouche. Oh,
that's good.
That one is lifelink, I believe.
That
I don't remember if it's lifelink or if it's death touch.
Not bad.
Black. But +1/+1's pretty good regardless. Cartouche a little bit weaker than it would normally be because of the fan barrier can still definitely just lock it down.
Yeah, that is true.
But she might actually be able to outrace him because the pacifism actually, compulsory arrest actually lets her gain some life out of it. And okay, so it is lifelink. It is lifelink that the black cartouche gives. So.
Wow, Dan just got 6 lands and looks like he played them all for. I can't tell what card that is, but it costs 6 mana.
It's one of the cycling dudes, I think. One of the new the one color cyclers that cycle for a color, I think, or is that what it is?
6 mana from Amonket.
I sure wish I was more familiar with these cards. Is attack for 1 with the vigilance token. And pass there. So Bethany's untapping. Weird that he didn't attack with the fan barrier, considering he was tapped out anyway.
Okay, is that an Angler Drake? Maybe is that?
That might be what it is.
Maybe it's. Yeah, maybe it's a River Serpent. I don't know. I might click on and see that. Yeah, that's a River
it's
Serpent.
Definitely okay. River Serpent. So the River Serpent actually can't attack right now. Then
unless there are 5 more cards in your grave. Okay, so it's just.
So that River Serpent actually not doing anything but just soaking up some damage.
Yeah, at this point she's just preventing Bethany from swinging. Unless she can fly over it.
Definitely a lot of flying in Esper colors and blue and white specifically. But it doesn't look like that's exactly how her deck is.
Oh, another
second compulsory arrest.
I like this.
Compulsory arrest is actually one of a really strong card in this set. It really just takes a creature out of the game, and when you put so much emphasis on your cartouches, then taking a creature that you've just beefed up and just taking it out of the game, effectively 2-for-1ing her here with that card. Really impressive. Looked like it was picked up off the top too. Probably one of the best cards you could have drawn there.
Reminds me of the old school pacifisms. But it has its own, it even has its own secondary ability, I believe, besides the can't attack or block.
Well, yeah, it's you pay 2 and you can sacrifice the creature and gain 2 life. So just a way of getting things. Here, I actually you don't even want to be thinking about that, because if she would do that, then it would actually put them add cards to the graveyard for the River Serpent. So she's probably better off just letting them gunk up the board.
Now, since Bethany's the controller of the creature, I guess she has the option to use that ability.
Yes.
That's pretty interesting. Here we got a bone picker. Nice.
Yeah, it's like bone picker.
And she paid 4 for that because the creature did not. Oh, what just countered? Essence Scatter.
Countered Essence Scatter.
Nice.
Counters the bone picker.
Can't have any flyers here.
Flying Death Touch definitely
swinging in
worth countering.
Or no, maybe tapping. I don't know. Yeah, maybe just tapping. Okay. Looks like Dan is slowly getting to 5. Once he does, that's going to be that corner that turns, and I think he takes over.
Yeah, it looks like he's pretty much all invested into this River Serpent right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I can't tell. There's a white card in his hand. Looks.
I think it's got a lot of options available to her.
Bethany's definitely holding a lot of cards.
She's got all 3 colors.
So she's got her colors. First one of the 2 of them to actually find all 3 of their colors in these 3-color draft decks.
This is a really fun format to draft. The Amonket sealed. This gives a lot of uniqueness to this card pool. It's unlike the vehicles or the other sets. This is
definitely agree there. It's definitely a really interesting set. There's a lot of actually good removal. I mean, not good removal in sake of like constructed play, but for drafting, like the compulsory arrest and cast out. There's a lot of like bouncing creatures in blue. Looks like Bethany is choosing to gain 2 life.
I don't know about that play. This puts Dan 1 step closer.
I mean, you gotta think it's probably he's gonna get 5 cards in the graveyard one way or another. Here I think she's just thinking more about that she just has the life to pay. Though I probably would have wanted to do that on a turn that, like, when she played the Bone Picker.
Because then you could have played it for a lot cheaper.
Right, it might not have been as crippling to have had the Bone Picker countered.
Black and a blue. What's she doing with that? She playing a blue creature or a black creature?
It's the black. She hasn't actually picked up any blue cards yet, I don't think.
Okay, what one is that? That's the one that each player discards? I'm not sure which one that was.
Looks like it made him sacrifice a creature. It's an enchantment. I know that because it's not a creature.
Okay, so that's an. Oh, is that the what's that called? Nah, not the cartouche, but the other one.
Oh, the trial.
Yeah,
the trial.
Yeah, that's
the black
what
trial. Yep. So I think it's when it enters, he sacks a creature, and when she plays a cartouche, it bounces. I think.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what happened.
Yep. Yep, Trial of Ambition. That would be the card that she played.
It's been really hard to follow what's going on. It's this matchup has been really kind of board centric. A lot going on.
Okay, so now she's got a 3 mana.
That's
I can't tell what that card is.
I'm pretty sure that's the warrior, the 3/2 vigilance warrior that embalms from the graveyard. I think it's just a 3/2 with vigilance.
Okay, so
is all that it is right now.
But she is definitely on her way up with life.
Definitely way up. That the Scorpion having the cartouche on it, that definitely bought her a lot of turns, because she definitely gained a ton of life off of that for the couple of turns that it was in play. Dan has not been doing a whole lot going on. He's got cards. I think it looks like he's holding green, and that he couldn't find his land. Maybe. I really can't tell. He's pretty much played out his hand, and this is the, I think, third or fourth turn that he hasn't really played anything.
And they are running kind of low on the time here. I mean, they come to the point where one of them has to decide whether or not to keep this game on time. I don't know. I mean, they're both not terribly positioned right now.
Yeah, it's still definitely anybody's game. That's kind of the cool thing about this set is there's a lot of different strategies, different things you can do with the cycling synergies and the combat tricks.
Looks like Dan just pulled one of those flip cards? Not really flip.
Aftermath.
Aftermath type cards, yeah.
Can't tell. Does Bethany have a combat trick that she's thinking about here?
Yeah, I thought it was Dan's turn, so I was a little bit confused here what was going on. But then
looks like Dan attacked, and Bethany's.
Ooh, sacrifice and attacking? Is that what that is? I don't know. She looks like she.
So she's not actually sure what it does. Maybe
The way she played it, it looks like she was trying to kill it. Okay, so obviously whatever
it was that she played doesn't work that way, I guess.
They seem to be correcting their mistakes and continuing on. She takes 4 damage. That was quite the hit. Now, if he can keep that up, he's got her on a pretty good clock.
Yeah, he definitely is slowly recouping some of that life loss. Still has the fan barrier to kind of keep any relevant threats that Bethany might stick. That's the thing about fan barriers. There's not a whole lot of removal.
What was that?
Oh,
that's that like snake guy that put 2 -1 on a creature you control.
Yep, on a creature you control.
And when it dies, you get to move those -1s to
your opponent's cards, right?
Okay, so she's got stuff going on. It looks like she's got a zombie too, with 2 counters, or is that representing 2 zombies?
I think it's representing 2 zombies.
But where did you get 2 zombies from?
Probably had something to do with the -1 counter dude that she played. Maybe, I'm not sure. Looks like end of the turn, Dan just tapped down one of her guys.
Oh, is he instant speed making 2 1/1 warriors? Is that what that? No,
that's not that one.
That's not that one. That's the. Which one is that? Destroy a
Not
creature?
actually sure. I think it destroys a tapped creature, maybe?
Oh, okay. So that's why it destroyed it. Okay. Nice. So, Dan just playing a cartouche? What was that?
Yeah, it looks like it was the green cartouche. Enters and it makes it fight a creature, and then it has trample.
And then he gives +1/+1 as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think all the cartouches get +1/+1, unless there's some of them give +2/+2. I'm not sure.
Okay, and that's on the flying one, so that one.
Right, so it's
really
definitely just gonna fly over and do, I think, 5 damage here, which is pretty good.
Yep, 5 it is. She's at 9, and Dan has seemingly taken the corner here, and life totals have been switched. now Bethany, she's got some work to do, I think, to come back from what's going on here.
Can't see what Bethany has got in her hand, but she definitely needs something not too short of a miracle to win the board back here.
She's got to watch out. That 5/5 is almost getting ready to attack. That can come back to really haunt her.
At this point, the River Serpent almost doesn't even have that much of an impact. I mean, it's obviously going to make the clock much bigger, but all it's really served to do is just be a really strong blocker. It really stopped the onslaught from Bethany.
Right. Yeah, that flyer I think is the real
The flyer is
right
definitely the clock here coming down. Is that flyer has her dead in 2 turns. And
looks like
Dan picked up a land, it looks like. He plays his land. And
looks like some sort of green creature.
that is the Honored Hydra, I believe. The Embalming Hydra. Or Honored Hydra, I think.
Okay. Well, looks like she's got some sort of a combat trick she wants to play, or debating. Is that the one that gives it? Oh, exiling. Nice. Okay. Well, that takes care of that thing. And now she's still in the game.
Well, still in the game. She's still got a long way to go, because we do just definitely still have that that River Serpent that serves as a strong blocker, and now he has that Honored Hydra, which is going to be a 6/6 Trampler here, so definitely not out of the woods yet. Clock's still coming down. The clock's still coming down pretty heavy.
They look like they're debating whether or not to attack here. Well, this is a very long game one. I mean, this is grindy.
This has been quite the grind. Kind of seems to happen more often than not in this set, where things get very kind of just really confusing on the board, where they're not really playing a whole lot out of their hands. Looks like Dan picks up another land.
Okay, so now he's got... Is that Anointed Priest, I believe? That whenever a non-token creature comes into play besides itself, it gets 1 life. So that'll keep Dan out a little longer. We've got a lot of effects going on here in this board state.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Okay, so she's
jumping with a zombie and taking 4. Okay. So that'll put her at 5. Oh, 4?
Is that a miscalculation there, or is it maybe we're missing something?
We might have missed. Is there anything on the board that would be giving it +1/+1? Oh, you know what? Those aren't zombies. Those are the 1/1 insects. That's what those are.
So that's
those
why
are
it
insects.
got trampled over.
It got trampled over for 5. I don't know how much I like chumping it then.
Oh, okay. Now that's the 2/2 zombie? Which one is that?
I think that's the 1/1 that when it dies it makes a 2/2.
Okay.
Which is definitely not going to have a lot of impact when there's a 6/6 Trampler coming at her every turn.
Right, yeah, that's
looks
not gonna
like
save
this
her.
game is pretty much over for Bethany. She's
She's
going to gain
got
2 more life.
and she can chump for another turn. So she's got another turn, but Dan's got 14 life and lots of things she has to deal with.
Yeah,
so.
that also, I believe, puts the 5th card in the graveyard for the River Serpent to swing in for lethal.
That came in from behind.
Not that Bethany doesn't have a load of blockers for that. Just seems like that Hydra is going to be causing some real trouble.
And looks like Dan might take this right now. Not as another card. Who she got in his hand? So he's got lots of good stuff going on. He's got 4. It looks like 1 shy, and then the river runs open.
Well, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and give the Hydra +1/+1 and draw another card.
And I believe flying as well, right?
No, the blue one. Yeah, the blue one gives flying, so that's actually going to close out the game.
Yeah,
I think
she can't stop that. So, yep. Looks like she's
Pretty
shuffling
sure
her cards.
That's the game.
And then
Yep, there we go.
Game 2. Okay. So,
very long game 1 there.
25 minutes. Or 26 now.
Yeah, 26 minutes into the game
Yikes.
1.
Well, be very interesting to see what happens game 2. They do have
yeah, Dan just, despite
stuff.
having a pretty clogged hand, like I know in the early game he had a lot of green in his hand that he wasn't even able to cast, but despite being off color for most of the game, just goes to show that the cartouches are really powerful, and Fanbear definitely able to lock down the key threats and compulsory arrest for whatever Fanbear couldn't tap down. It's playing a real control game there. Definitely was able to keep Bethany down for pretty much the entire game.
Now, technically, I think the rule is you're not supposed to be doing piling shuffling game 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But I mean that's seems to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked really stupid if I just...
Yeah,
Well, they're not doing any actual sideboarding, so it doesn't actually take that much off the clock here.
I had a judge called on me one time because I made that, and they said it's more about the spirit of the rule. I mean, it's not so much. I guess if players starting abusing it and using it like to delay the time, then instead of just trying to randomize their deck in a very fast and efficient manner.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so let's
Alright.
see. Dan's picked up, looks like 2 plains and an island, 2 islands. That's, we got 4 lands. You can't really see anything but the lands. Looks like Dan's decided to keep it, though, so whatever those cards are, they must be worth playing. Bethany, on the other hand, has decided to mulligan her hand.
Yeah, Bethany didn't seem like she had much to answer a lot of his creatures. She had the 1 exile effect, but if Dan gets some flyers out, it looks like Bethany might have some issues in this game.
Yeah, Bethany's deck definitely plays a lot more into the board and a lot less defensively. So maybe she was trying to mull for a more aggressive hand. Since she did lose game 1.
She took 7.
Oh, she took 7? So
wait a
maybe she
second.
had just... Did she not mulligan? I
No,
thought she did.
I'm confused. Maybe she took it by accident? Is that she just forced mulligan now? Yeah, she's counting. Okay, so I think she just made that mistake. So I think she just forced herself into a mulligan to 5. Or
I
maybe
guess
they'll...
they just decided to leave the card there, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, so appears they've resolved their issue.
And if both players are okay with it, then that's fine by me. I think I've seen some interesting things that go on with the idea with picking up extra cards. I remember seeing at one event on stream somebody anticipated and accidentally picked up 3 cards, and so the judge's ruling was that the opponent got to see the 3 cards, and the opponent got to pick which one got shipped back into the deck before the other player resolved to anticipate. This game seems a lot faster for Bethany. Definitely started off
so
guns blazing, 21-19, with Cat turn 1, The Mummy turn 2.
So she's got what? Sacred Cat, Viscera Seer. No,
Not
there's
Viscera Seer,
the other
the-
one. The whatever that one is. Talking about modern for a second there, but
Yeah. Binding Mummy, I think, is the card.
no, is that Binding Mummy, or is that the one that you can't have any counters on it? If -1, -1. Oh, it looks like Binding Mummy. Okay.
And that is the. I think that's the white soldier or the warrior that exerts to get first strike. I think, the 3/1. That or it might be the embalm one. The 3/2 with embalm with vigilance. Looks like the first strike cartouche. Make a 1/1 warrior. Definitely helps him since he was so far behind.
Okay, yeah. So that is a Binding Mummy that she has there, and then Vizier of Remedies. No, that's not it. What is that other one that she's got going on here?
Yeah.
So it looks like it costs 3.
Let's see, it looks like she played the.
Okay, that's a
Pit
Ret Crop
Scorpion.
Spearmaster, I believe.
That's what no, it's
No.
not that. It's
not
the
it.
3/2. It's the 3/2 with vigilance then. Unwavering
Yeah, that's what it is.
Initiate.
Unwavering
That's
Initiate.
its
Okay.
name. Unwavering
We
Initiate.
got it.
And then she played the Pit Scorpion again. So the 3-mana 1/4. Definitely a lot of high toughness creatures going on in this set. Really do a good job of gunking up the board.
She's got
It's like
embalm on that, so
He
she can
blocked the cap, so she gained another life, but she's got the embalm, so it's not really going to be dead for long.
Is that a blue card in Dan's hand there? It looks like a.
Looks like he's got something blue and 3 things white.
Looks like maybe a land at the end there. Okay, so he's got a.
So that is his own Unwavering Initiate,
Yep,
yeah.
That's another Unwavering Initiative is on the field.
Definitely a very valuable creature. 3/2 with vigilance is pretty good stats. Unfortunately, definitely just bumps off the Scorpion.
Okay, so now she's got a 3/2 flyer. Is that Death Touch as well? Yeah.
Is that
Bone Picker?
Is it Bone Picker?
Yeah.
No, that's the Blighted Bat.
Oh yeah.
That is the bat that comes in and you pay 1 to give it haste.
It swung
Yeah.
pretty immediately. That's what gave it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's from this far away, it's kind of hard to see some of the art, and I'm not particularly familiar with this set. Like, I'm familiar with more cards in like the modern card pool.
Definitely provides very interesting,
It's a weird
commentary.
dynamic doing sealed or even just draft, just because typically, looks like Bethany's taking it on to 19, but typically games of Magic nowadays are a lot more spell centric.
Oh,
Compulsory Arrest. That
Another
card
one.
is so good. Typically games of Magic are a lot more spell centric or creatures with like good abilities and stuff like that. And in draft you can really just appreciate a nice vanilla stat line creature just kind of does what it needs to do. And then Compulsory Arrest, that card is so good. Looks like every time Bethany's getting a little bit further ahead. It just take something off the game.
Dan's just got all the answers, it looks like, and so there will be no flying here.
Yeah, speaking of flyers, it looks like Dan's holding...
He's holding back
that flyer in
that
his
4-4
hand again.
The same one that won him the game last time. Or no, that one got removed, but it pretty much won him the game because it took her down to such a low life.
Looks like he's using Fan Barrier to tap down one of her blockers. Yep, tapping down her initiate. Doesn't want her to get that embalm value.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, she's still swinging in. No fear. I think she's holding back a trick. And Dan's he's gonna do it. He's gonna block. Like, are you sure of this one? Alright. Well, I think
looks like
he's about to get punished, I think, here. You know, maybe she's just gonna allow it. Yeah, it looks like she's picking her creature up. Yeah, no, well, maybe not. I don't know what they're...
Not actually sure what's going on, what the deal is.
Okay, so there will be no tricks. They will just
I guess they're
somehow go...
just not combating. Instead, she just played a creature and passed.
Okay, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm really confused. I'm not actually sure what just happened there. I really don't know. And
okay, it looks like he just played something on her creature now.
that is the I can't remember what the name of it is, but I know it's an enchantment, and it makes its base power and toughness 0/2.
Oh.
So basically, just taking another creature out of the game. Seems to be a trend for what Dan's doing here, waiting for a creature to be a problem and then just getting rid of it.
And he's swinging it with the initiate. 3/2 vigilance. It's like Bethany debating whether or not to use it as a blocker. She does. And ooh, is that a glory bound initiate she just drew? That's pretty awesome.
This game seemingly pretty much in Dan's control. Bethany had a really strong start, but Dan's back to the old Fanbringer control.
It's one of my favorite types of Magic.
Remove your good creatures with compulsory arrest
It
and
is glory bound initiate.
tap down the good ones with Fan Barrier.
This game, just like the last one, it's just a grind fest.
Just super grindy, but it looks like once again Dan's really starting to get the upper hand just with all of his enchantments and soft removal.
So he's debating what to do here. Okay, oh, he's embalming. Nice.
Yeah, definitely agree with this line of play. He's just trying to close the game out. To this point where he's got the board pretty much under control. Amonket definitely lacks a lot of board sweepers, so there's nothing that you're really playing around by not playing into the board.
So Bethany, we've got 10 minutes left. They are running dangerously low on time, so with as grindy as these matchups are, hopefully Dan pulls it and comes with his creatures. Otherwise, we're going to have a real tight game 3. Bethany's definitely got a board state that he has to deal with.
Another creature coming down.
Alright, so it looks
All
like
right,
Dan
here he
is
comes. Dan's,
getting a little
Dan
aggressive.
actually tapped his vigilance token.
Okay, he seems to have corrected his mistake. Yeah, there he's
Yeah,
shaking
there.
his head,
So it
realizing.
looks like we're just swinging with the vigilance token, maybe. And I'm not actually sure what did he tap it down with fan bear and just not tap the fan bear? Is that what he did?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So it looks like he's holding back for his his fan bear.
That's what he did. Was he definitely just tapped down one of the blockers without tapping the fan bear? Because right into her turn, he corrected it and tapped his fan bear. Looks like Bethany removed that creature with the cartouche on it. That's good to get rid of. First strike, definitely hard to deal with.
I mean, she's still alive.
Definitely.
I mean, this is still anybody's game.
Yeah,
it's too early to tell.
Absolutely. Looks like both players are super low in cards, so the top decks are going to matter here. And it looks like Bethany picked up a swamp. Probably not what she wanted to be top decking here. Yeah, definitely was a swamp.
You just have to wonder, what does she do in this position? She's got a 1/3 that can exert for, or no, 3/1 that can get 1/3 and then exert for lifelink. Looks like she's going that route, but I don't know if she exerted it or not, so we'll see.
I imagine she probably did, because I don't think there's any other way to push through this board. He's just choosing to just block with the whole team.
Okay, so seemingly she exerted here, and Dan's trying to kill it. But I don't think she has enough power to kill all of his board. So she's going to have to choose what she wants and what she doesn't. Alright, so it looks like
There we go.
looks like they do trade.
Yeah, so she removed the token, it looked like. The vigilance token. And one other creature. But that leaves Bethany with just her own unwavering initiate and a binding mummy. And then two, I guess they're creatures. They're not really doing anything, but they're creatures.
I mean, yeah, she's technically got stuff on the board.
Right.
I think he's got
and here he comes.
a little more powerful stuff.
It's really that fan bearer is really going to be a problem. So once she, even if she removes most of the stuff on his board, as long as he keeps the fan bearer, she's not going to be able to establish a real threat.
Alright, so it looks like Bethany picked up a black card. Very interesting match going on here. Alright, so she's playing a... is that the card when it dies, each player discards? Is that...
It doesn't look like a creature. It looks like a sorcery. Just because I don't see any stat line on it. And she embalmed the cat. End of turn, tap down the initiate. It's got the most stats, so it makes sense.
Alright, so now Dan can just kind of control this game. At some point, he's got to turn a corner, though, so he better play a threat.
Alright, looks like he's swinging with the whole team, everything but the fan bearer. Makes sense. Keep the fan bearer on the back deck to keep that wavering initiate tapped down. She can trade the token with the lifelink. Nope, just takes everything.
Looks like Dan has got some options going on. Is that river 5/5 guy again?
No, that's it's something. I can't know if it's black or if it's an artifact. This matchup has definitely been the king of confusing board states, that's
Man,
for sure.
So confusing. They've got 3 minutes left on this match here. Definitely taking it to the wire.
Crazy, and it still almost feels like anybody could potentially win the game just because the boards are so...
Oh, wow, so grindy here. It looks like Dan taps her down, and then she just passes. And what does he got to play with here? He's got a basic land.
Picked up a land.
I don't think he's going to do
Doesn't
much
really help
for him.
here.
Yeah, he's got cards in his hand that can do
He's
stuff.
definitely got threats, so here he's going to play that 4/4 flyer
All right.
again.
4/4 flyer.
Yep, just play a flyer past turn. He is tapped out, but now he's got a flyer that can block. So it doesn't even matter anymore. And that's really the strength of Fanbear. I know I've said it a few times now, but man, just the ability to just keep any problem just tied down until you finally draw into your late game. So now it doesn't even matter what Fanbear was tapping down. And as soon as she gets into a position where she might be able to swing back, Fanbear just keeps it tapped down in a set with no hard removal and no board clears or anything like crazy like that.
Yeah, it's looking... Oh, she got... Oh, is that the exile card? She does, and she exiles his
but
creature.
Exiles the creature.
Yeah, oh, but yeah, that's not the right pile, I don't believe. Unless that's maybe that's not exile, maybe that's destroy. Okay, well, I thought it was exile.
I think it might be that the last time it was exiled, I think the cartouches might exile the cards that they're attached to, maybe.
What's our
No, none of anything like that. I'm not sure. Looks like she made a couple of insects. Dan swung in the air and passed back.
Alright, so it looks to me like they're running low on time here. Better make a quick turn. Are those insects or are those...
Those are insects.
Oh, okay, so she's got
I
four...
think the only card she has that makes the zombie is the human, that when it dies it makes a zombie.
She's got 4 insects. And they are officially on time.
Yeah.
I don't think we've actually had a match hit the time limit yet here on this channel.
Yeah, that would be a first.
I'm just gonna
Looks like
typical end of match procedure. Doesn't look like anything. It does not look like this game is really gonna end. It might though. That Flyer's definitely putting on the pressure. Definitely looks like it probably
yeah, it looks like Dan's got
would
this.
be. It's probably gonna be Dan's game here. Just because that Flyer's able to just go everything, man. When you're this matchup is just both players just gunking up the board the entire game. Eventually, he draws a Flyer, and the Flyer just gets through.
Yeah, that seems like whoever gets the Flyer, takes this game. And Dan just, he's got the Flyer, he's got the answer, he's taking this game.
Yeah, more removal.
He's got the fan bear. Yeah.
More removal, spot like targeted removal, and
Yeah, he's just
free
swing in and go
flying.
for the kill.
Going
And
up.
she's got
drops her
one
to
life
one.
left.
She can
Just
actually, if she sacks this creature, she can gain a little bit more life, try and stay in. But
Okay,
it
so
doesn't.
It looks like they're on turn 3 from the dice. And Bethany, I don't know, she's just packing it up. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be game.
Didn't even sacrifice her creature, see if she could buy herself a turn. Nope, top deck did not save her. She was going to take 4 coming in on the next turn and put her out of the game.
I mean, sacrificing would have only put her to 3 anyway, but anyway, that was very interesting for our first round. And yeah.